She was just a poor village girl, forced into a marriage she never wanted, to a man with nothing. Or so she thought. What she didn't know was that she was marrying a man who hid a life of unimaginable wealth, power, and secrets. This is not just a story. It's a reminder that destiny has a strange way of revealing itself. In a quiet village nestled between dusty roads and endless green fields, lived a poor girl named Amara. She had eyes like the early morning sky, hopeful, yet tired. Her family had nothing but their little mud house and each other. Life had been cruel. Her father had died young, and her mother, bent with age and sickness, barely earned enough selling vegetables in the village market. Amara dreamed of love, of peace, of a better life. But dreams didn't feed the hungry. When her uncle, her only male relative, announced that she would be married off to a poor man from the next village, her heart shattered. She didn't cry, though. She was raised to be strong. The man's name was Kofi. He was quiet, wore simple clothes, and arrived on foot with only a cloth bag. He had no cattle, no land, no gold, nothing to offer but his word that he would care for Amara. The villagers whispered that he must be desperate or foolish. Amara didn't love him. She didn't even know him. But out of duty and shame, she bowed her head and accepted her fate. The wedding was small. No grand feast, no music. Just two souls bound under the open sky, watched by trees, wind, and the few who bothered to come. Life with Kofi was not easy. He built a small hut for them on the edge of the forest, far from the village. Each morning, he disappeared into the woods with his walking stick and a satchel, saying he was gathering herbs, roots, or helping hunters. Amara found it strange. He always returned with clean hands, unmarked clothes, and sometimes a faraway look in his eyes. Yet, he was kind. He brought her wildflowers, listened to her stories, and never raised his voice. When her mother fell, sick, he paid for medicine, though she didn't know how he could afford it. He even gifted Amara a comb made of ivory, carved with delicate birds. A gift from a friend, he said. She began to feel something stir in her heart. Confusion, then curiosity, and slowly, a warmth she hadn't known before. One day a strange man arrived in the village. He wore a dark suit and sunglasses, clearly out of place in the dusty lands. He was looking for someone, asking questions in hushed tones. Amara saw him speak to Kofi, then leave quietly the same evening. Kofi didn't explain who he was, and Amara didn't push. But that night, Kofi sat silently by the fire, staring into the flames, his jaw tight. Rumors began to spread. One of the children claimed they saw Kofi ride into the forest on a silver motorbike at night. Another swore he saw Kofi wearing gold rings in town, then hiding them before returning to the village. People laughed it off. Kofi? That poor nobody? A secret prince? Maybe in the stories. But Amara had seen signs. Letters hidden under the bed. A leather wallet with strange cards inside. A book written in English, a language he claimed not to know. Sometimes he spoke in a polished accent when he thought she was asleep. Her heart told her he was not who he claimed to be. One day, without warning, Kofi asked Amara to pack her things. "I want to show you something," he said gently. He held her hand, and for the first time she saw fear in his eyes. Not fear of danger, but fear of being rejected. He led her to a road she had never seen before, where a black Jeep waited. The driver opened the door for them, bowed slightly, and drove them through hills and rivers, forests and towns, until they reached a grand iron gate. Beyond it stood a mansion, brighter than the sun, guarded by tall walls and men in uniforms. Amara's mouth went dry. "I'm sorry," Kofi whispered. "I didn't lie to hurt you. I needed someone to love me for who I am, not what I own." He was not poor. Kofi was the heir of a powerful business empire that spanned across Africa. He had left his world behind to find truth, to escape greed, and to remember what it meant to be human. His parents had raised him in riches but not in love. He had no peace in his palace. So he had gone in search of it, and found it in a poor girl's quiet smile. Amara stood in shock. She remembered the cold nights in their small hut, the days she cooked over firewood, the times she washed his clothes with her own hands. She had married a poor man and fallen in love with his soul. The gold didn't matter, the mansion didn't move her. But the truth, that he had chosen her even in rags, that made her knees weak. She didn't speak at first. She simply looked at him and said, "You loved me before I knew your truth. I love you still." Tears slid down Kofi's cheeks. From that day, everything changed, but Amara never became arrogant. She wore her old bracelets along with the new gold ones. She taught the cooks her village recipes. She built a school in her old village where children learned for free. Her mother got the best treatment, and her uncle, though greedy, was forgiven. Kofi, now openly a billionaire, never forgot the forest, the dust, or the silence of his village days. He wore suits now, but sometimes when the wind blew at night, he and Amara would sit on the rooftop under the stars, eating roasted maize, wrapped in one blanket. The villagers back home would tell the tale to children of the poor girl who married a man no one wanted, only to discover he held a kingdom in his heart and gold in his hands. And they would end the story by saying, "Sometimes the richest love is hidden in the poorest places." If you'd like this converted into a YouTube short script, split scene video, or need image prompts for visual storytelling, I can help with that too. Is this conversation helpful so far? She married him with nothing and gained everything. Not because of gold or fame, but because she chose love over luxury, truth over appearances. In the end, the richest love isn't the one wrapped in money. It's the one wrapped in silence, sacrifice, and soul. Remember, not every poor man is truly poor, and not every rich heart wears a crown.